Happy Tuesday! Welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new week. If you're new here, hi, I make super authentic week in my life vlogs here from Switzerland. I just share my everyday life and I hope you guys enjoy watching. If you do, make sure to subscribe to my channel. This week is going to actually be me trying to reset my entire life. If you've seen my past vlog, you would know that I had a very sad loss. Unfortunately, we lost our cat and it threw me off so hard. It started off August in a very sad kind of way. I'm just going to try to go ahead and have a fresh start at the end of this month. So in about 3 weeks, we are also moving out of this beautiful, stunning house that I would love to stay in forever. However, we are leaving. We're going to move in to an apartment and I'm going to try my hardest to make that place feel very homey and cozy. So stay along if you'd like to keep up with my moving updates. Recap of today. We did get so much done. It was quite a productive day. We had to wake up at 6:30 this morning. I only slept for 2 hours, which was a bad start. So I was extremely tired, but we had to get up because we had to drop off our cat Perry to the vet. And we did that at 8 a.m. They had to sedate him and get a couple of things done. Look at his teeth, look at his ears, and like take his blood and stuff. And then we continued to drive to the apartment we're going to move into at the end of the month. And we already brought over a lot of boxes and things that we don't need. So it will be easier once we actually move. We will have less stuff. After we did that, we did go to Pierre's doctor because he needed to stock up on some insulin since he has diabetes type 1. And from there, we actually went to H&M because he has 2 weddings coming up. 2 of his cousins are getting married and I'm unfortunately not invited actually, which is pretty sad. However, he needed to get a nice shirt for those weddings. After we did that, it was actually already time to go ahead and pick up Perry from the vet. And so we left home at 7:30 in the morning and by the time we got home, it was already 3 p.m. because the distance between the places is huge. We live currently in St. Gallen, Switzerland, and we're moving back to Zurich and it takes 1 hour to drive there and then 1 hour to go back. And the vet is also like 40 minutes from here, so it was like a lot of driving. What I also want to do is give you guys my reading updates. I usually do this in a separate monthly video. However, because everything that happened last week, I just didn't get around to film any of that, and I thought I could just include it on here. I'm going to get started with my July reading wrap up. I did read 2 books. I finished 2 books. The first one was Daydream by Hannah Grace. This is actually the 3rd book in the Maple Hill series, and I did give it a 4-star. It was a very nice, comfy read. In this book, we follow Henry and Hallie. Hallie needs some inspiration and some experiences in dating, and Henry needs some tutoring. He needs help with his class, and it's actually very cute and wholesome. But I think my favorite one of the series was definitely Wildfire, just because of the atmosphere. But this one was definitely good as well. So this is the first one that I finished in July. The second one that I read is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. In this one, we follow Declan and Iris. I have to say the beginning was super hard for me to go through because they were very mean towards each other, but that was kind of like the whole point. However, it was still very like jarring to read through all that, but once they like got past that, it was actually really good. If you don't know, this is the 2nd book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. The first one was The Fine Print, and I gave both of them a 4 stars. They were definitely good, but they weren't like my absolute favorite. It is about like 3 brothers, and in each book we follow one of the brothers. They each have a inheritance clause because their grandfather passed away, and they're actually like multi-billionaires and they will inherit a lot of money. However, for each of them, their grandfather, in his testament, he had like a clause that they have to fulfill in order to get their inheritance. All of them are romances, so they are very heavy on the romance. They are also spicy, which I really like to read, especially in summer. I just like to read romance books. What I'm reading in August is Final Offer by Lauren Asher. So this one is the 3rd and final book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. In here, we follow Callahan and Alana. It's actually about Callahan confronting his past because he had known Alana from his childhood, basically, and he needs to get some things done. I'm just going to say that much. So I have already started this one. I am currently on page 184 and it's going good so far. I really enjoy this one as well. I'm very excited to finish this whole series. And then I actually only wanted to pick 1 book for this month because there is so much going on. I am working on 2 separate projects. I'm working on one together with my boyfriend. We are starting a business together as well. This month is like all about starting new things, I guess. We are starting a business. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but it will have to do with pets. And then I'm also starting my own business, which is House of Daisies, and that will launch hopefully in October. But I'm working on those 2, and then I thought if I choose like multiple books, then I will probably not be able to finish. Happy Saturday! Today it's only you, me, and our pets. Pierrick actually left to go to his cousin's wedding. As I mentioned in the beginning of this vlog, I am not invited. And next week, his other cousin has a wedding as well. And I'm not invited to that one either. And while I can like accept that they have made that choice and it is their wedding, they can invite whoever they want, I feel like I have been left out on purpose, or like just me. Other people from their family, they are allowed to bring their boyfriends, girlfriends. If I then switch the situation and think about if it were my wedding and I would invite his cousins because they're his family, then I would automatically invite their partners as well. because when you're going to a wedding, you go with your partner, you know? It's just, that's just normal for me, and I guess it's not normal for everyone. I mean, I see them posting on social media now. Everyone is happy, everybody has their partner with them, except for my boyfriend. He's there and he's just alone. Also, I was like kind of excited for the wedding, and I think that they are super cool people, and I'm just a little bit disappointed. I am going to go ahead and take this afternoon for myself. I did write a to-do list, and I'm going to try to get as many things done as I possibly can. Also, Daisy is laying in my lap right now, and she's really not feeling well. I don't know what happened, but she is shaking nonstop, and I really hope that she will get better. I don't know what she has. What happened? I did also receive something for House of Daisies. If you don't know, I am founding my own brand. I am starting up a lifestyle brand, but the first items will be handmade jewelry. And later on, I really want to expand to also include like stationery, things like bookmarks, stickers, cute journals. And then I also want to do like hair accessories. So I really want to start small, but then scale to a variety of items that I just personally love. And that is my own business. And then I'm also working on a business that will belong to me and my boyfriend as well, equally. And that business will involve pets. I'm not going to spoil too much yet, but I'm also going to work on that today if possible. And then we have a lot of other things that I have listed that I need to get done. Also moving out in 2 weeks now, which is crazy. My brain just does not want to accept the fact that it's happening, I guess. I really didn't want to leave here. We will have to, we're forced to, and it's just sad. August is just a really sad month for me. Still trying to be super productive. I'm trying to get things done and move on, to be honest. First of all, the weather has changed completely. It was super sunny, but now it looks like a thunderstorm is coming around. And second, I did receive my first package for House of Daisies, which is so exciting. It's not even something special, but it makes it feel so much more real, and it's actually going to happen. So I'm just going to show you what I got. So because I'm making handmade jewelry to begin with, they are going to be with natural gemstones. So things like amethyst, aquamarine, rose quartz, and I want to make them look super feminine and dainty. But the pieces themselves will be pretty small. So I did get some bubble mailers. They look like this. They are pretty small, but trust me, it's going to fit. And it feels so unreal that people, like customers, will get these exact packagings from me. We do have a protective bubble wrap inside. And I'm planning on like putting our label sticker on here so people can see it's from House of Daisies before they even open it. And it's going to be super cute, and I'm so excited. And I did get quite a lot of them, so I'm ready for the first launch. Like, this is how many I have. I don't even know. I think it's like 80 or 100. And it's the first thing that arrived. And obviously, the more I sell and the more I grow, I will obviously order different kinds of packaging. I'm also planning on getting bigger mailers for people who want multiple items at once. And also boxes, of course, in the future, whenever I have items that are a little bit bigger. And this is the update for right now. Also wanted to quickly tell you guys what I have done for House of Daisies so far. I did speak about it a couple of vlogs back. So I finished phase 1, which was final decisions. I decided on every single thing. from the materials to packaging and branding and everything. And then I already did create the brand mood board, the brand guidelines. The first thing that I did was finish the business plan. So it's good that I have that. I also did like the accounting. I set up the Excel with everything that has to do with finances. So I have everything kept in one place. So one other thing I need to do is actually go to the bank and open up a separate account for House of Daisies, because I want to keep finances completely separate to my personal finances and the finances of the company. So the next phase will actually be to create the website. I need to create every single page that will be on the website. I need to create the layout. I need to decide on how things should look visually. And then I need to write the about us, the brand story, the mission, shipping and return policy, as well as a care guide for the jewelry that I make. And then I also have another phase here called social media prep. I already started with that one. I have created professional accounts for House of Daisies Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest as well. If you're interested to like follow along this entire building my own brand journey, then I would highly recommend to go ahead and subscribe. There you can get real-time updates on my social media. And the social media handle is actually the same for all platforms. I use @houseofdaisies.ch, which will also be the website domain so that everything is cohesive. Inventory, I already did everything. I ordered the gemstones, all the materials I need to create the jewelry. I obviously got the mailers. I did already order the stickers and the thank you cards as well. Actually, I think they tried to deliver this morning, and I need to go ahead and pick it up on Monday because today everything is closed. Well, the post office is closed. And I already got all of that. And then the next thing after the website will be like production. Obviously, I need to make the jewelry. Since I'm making it myself and I'm not getting ready jewelry to sell, I have to do the production. And then once I have like the materials, I can start photographing the materials, do photos and videos, and start to build a portfolio for my website. And I'm very excited. So actually, obviously, like the next thing I will do for House of Daisies will be to go ahead and set up this website. I think that's one of the most important things, especially now that I have to wait for everything else to ship and arrive. And I'm going to get started with that. Also, as I mentioned, I am working on starting something separate to this with my boyfriend together, and I'm actually the person who will take responsibility for all of the admin, all the planning, all the organization. And so I'm going to get started with the business plan for that business as well. But before I get started with any of those, I need to go ahead and sort through my email. I got a lot of requests on my content creation email. So I need to go ahead and go through all of those, reply to those. I think that's very important. It feels so crazy to say, like I'm going to be self-employed, hopefully. My goal is to launch my own brand in October, probably the other business as well, as soon as possible. We're also moving out in between, and it's just a lot going on, but I do really hope that 1 year from now we will have 2 successful businesses, and I'm putting it out in the world, and I really hope I will find the right people that really enjoy what I have to share, like what I produce.